Hi everyone, this is Christi Kasha. For those of you who know me, no big surprise here that I'm reaching out to see if you might consider joining with me to see if together we can't make something better. If you don't know me, thanks for listening and nice to meet you. Someday soon maybe we can meet in person. For now, I guess this will have to do. Listen, I believe very, very strongly that miracles and amazing things can and do happen. But I also have learned that sometimes those miraculous things happen to us, but more often than not, they happen through us. And I think it's about time for some amazing things to happen. I believe that when we join together our hearts and our spirits to make something good happen, and out of love, you better watch out, because that's usually when those miracles start occurring. And guys, we need something miraculous and amazing to happen. There is so much stuff going on right now. I'm using the word stuff, okay? There is so much stuff all around us, so much stuff staring us in the face. It's stuff that saddens me, stuff that worries me, stuff that just downright bothers me, and stuff that, well, if I'm going to be completely honest, has acted as a wake-up call. Yeah, stuff, and more stuff. And I'd love to ask you to join with me to see if we can't make a whole lot of this stuff better, but we've got to start somewhere. So the thing I'm going to start with, the thing I'm asking for you to join with me today in is, drum roll please, the coronavirus. Yeah, I know. Yuck, and more yuck. I don't know about you, but I think we all are pretty tired and sick of this issue. Yeah. This virus seems to go on and on with no end in sight. This pandemic has affected us all. It's caused so much confusion, pain, suffering, disruption of life. The virus has gone from just being a disruption to pretty much holding us hostage, and it doesn't discriminate. In one way or another, it has affected all of us. It's caused way too much loss. So many people have experienced the loss of a loved one. Way too many have experienced the loss of their health. There's been the loss of financial security, the loss of jobs, the loss of revenues for businesses, especially small businesses. There's been the loss of the chance to celebrate the milestones of life. A young friend of mine postponed her wedding till next year. There's been the loss to come together, to grieve and to mourn. My father passed away in March. We've yet to hold his funeral. There's been the loss of our plans. I've got a daughter who's supposed to be studying abroad right now. It was canceled. And then there's been the loss of just the security of knowing that tomorrow, next week, we're going to be okay. And there's been the loss of just knowing that we can get up this morning and know what to do, know what the day is going to hold. The loss of the things we love, the loss of the things we take for granted. Loss, and more loss. And again, I think we're tired and we're frustrated because there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. I know for me, when this first started, I had hoped, let's even say assumed, that we would all take some extra precautions, that we would keep to ourselves for a few weeks or a month, and crisis averted. Well, boy, was I wrong. The numbers of new cases and new deaths climb every day. It's very frustrating and very sad. And it doesn't have to be that way. But I think for most of us, we don't see an end in sight. So we feel like we are just treading water, waiting to see if the current is going to carry us in or pull us out. We don't know what to do. And I'll tell you, one of the things that frustrates me the most is that this national health crisis has turned into more of a political battlefield. It would be so reassuring to see our leaders, all of them, come together to find a solution and to guide us down the path towards it. But instead, I turn on the TV and I feel like I've taken a trip back in time to middle school. You know, he said, she said, but I don't want to. Well, he said I couldn't. Why, and name calling. Guys, with all due respect, this isn't the time or the place for any of that. There is a time and a place for everything, but not here and not now. You know, it doesn't have to be this way. A little bit of leadership would go so far. I've waited to see our leaders come together. I've waited to see someone say, here's what we need to do. Let's unite. I've waited to watch our leaders unite in their hearts and their spirits to bring about an end to this mess. And I'm not seeing it. You know, we get lots and lots of information thrown at us, but very, very little direction. And a little would go so far. It's not that we don't know what to do. We know what to do. It's been proven time and time again. We've learned it from places like New York and Italy, and we've learned what doesn't work from places like Georgia, my home state, Florida, Texas. What to do isn't the issue. All of the leading experts agree on that. But for some reason, we haven't taken this nasty bull by the horns and said, let's get it done. And I think the reason for that, the reason that we're content, so to speak, to just sit back and wait for someone to tell us what the rules are. Wait for the leaders to decide what can and can't be done. I think it's because we don't understand that we have a chance right here and right now to make a difference in our own lives and in the lives of so many. We don't see it as we could be the solution, not wait for the solution. No, most of us are not in the position of discovering a vaccine or coming up with a scientific breakthrough. But according to the experts, according to the evidence, each and every one of us has the power to change the course of this pandemic. And we have the power to do it right here and right now, starting today. We need to decide we're no longer waiting for the solution. We are going to be the solution. You know, the leadership thing, haven't seen a whole lot of it, but I caught a small glimpse of how a tiny bit of leadership, a tiny bit of guidance, a tiny glimmer of hope that there is an end in sight can do so much. My eyes popped open and I caught my breath when I heard a national medical expert say the other night on TV that if we would all do a few simple things and do them all together and at the same time, if we knew what to do and we committed to doing it, the time frame that it would take to get this virus under control is 3 weeks. 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks. That's hope. That's a finish line. That's bringing the end in sight. 3 weeks. Okay, so let's decide we're going to be the solution, not wait for the solution. What does that involve? What is that specifically that we need to do? Here's what I think. I think the first thing that many of us need to do is we need to change our attitude and change our focus. Maybe it's time we need to quit ignoring this virus and just hoping that it'll go away. Maybe it's time to quit sticking our head in the sand and treading water. Maybe it's time to see that we, right here, right now, have a chance to make a difference. We are the solution. Maybe it's time that we quit, at least some of us, wah, 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 and complaining. This isn't the time, and this isn't the place. This is the time for us to be the solution. So let's quit complaining. Let's quit looking at it as a sacrifice, and let's start looking as a chance to change the world. Yep, that's right. We change our attitude, we change our focus, we change the world. The power is within each and every one of us. We are the solution. Okay, the next thing that I think we need to do is I think we need to say with every ounce of conviction that is in each and every one of ourselves. We muster it up, we say it loud, we say it inwardly, we say it outwardly, but most of all, we say it together. With every bit of conviction, we say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Not one more person is getting sick. Not one more person is going to suffer. Not under my watch. Not if I have anything to say about it. And I do. Not one more person. Enough is enough. Not my family member, not my friends, not my neighbors, not my coworkers, not the person I'm standing next to, and not the stranger I pass in the store. Not one more person. Enough is enough. I will do what needs to be done to be the solution, and I will do it starting right here, right now, today. And then we commit. We commit to doing what needs to be done. It's a few things. It's a few things. But they're things we really honestly don't want to do. They're inconvenient. We have to think. They disrupt our lives. They're not fun. And the honest truth is we don't want to do them. We want somebody else to come up with the solution so we don't have to sacrifice. But guess what, guys? The sooner we make the sacrifice, the sooner we get our lives back. I'm ready. How about you? Will you commit with me? The first thing we need to commit to is we need to commit to just not go out unless we have to. And I didn't say unless we really, 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 really want to. I said unless we have to. I've got 3 girls. 2 of them have been teenagers, one's a preteen. I know the difference. But I really, 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 really need to and want to. And then there's have to. We need to stay at home unless we have to. And for me, I'm committing to ordering online, using curbside pickup whenever possible. Not my thing, that's okay. Enough is enough. I'm ready to see the finish line. If we do have to go out, there are things that quite often require us leaving the house. Let's send one person from the family, one person to do the grocery store run, one person to do the drugstore pickup, one person to fill up the car with gas, or to take something to the post office. One person, okay? Not family trip time right now. Not outings or excursions. Just one person who gets to sit in the car and listen to whatever radio station he or she wants to. Okay? Not too bad. See, the fewer people that are out means the fewer people that are exposed or exposing others to this virus. This isn't forever, just a few weeks. We want to see the end. Then, next thing we need to commit to is if we do have to go out, okay? Let's commit to wearing a face mask all the time, the whole time we're there, okay? I know, it's yucky, it's a pain, you can't hear anybody talking, you can't breathe. My sinuses bother me, I hate it. It's not forever. It's not forever. So let's wear a face mask, okay? Now, we can use our face mask to make a statement. I've seen ones advertised with political statements on it, Black Lives Matter, smiley faces, rainbows. Use it. It's a chance to get to speak your thoughts to the world. The mask that I'm going to be wearing, I've written on it, wearing is caring. I want to make a statement. I want to tell the people that see me that I'm committed to bringing about an end to this. I'm committed to being the solution. Wearing is caring. Okay, so what if you don't have a mask? Seems like a small problem to a lot of people, but if you are struggling to buy groceries and pay your electric bill, $5 or $10 for a box of masks might seem like a little bit overwhelming. Doesn't have to be. Places are giving them away, okay? And if worse comes to worse, you forget your mask, you don't have one, tie a scarf or a towel or even a t-shirt around your mouth and your nose. Cover your face. Guys, we're not trying to win a fashion contest here. We're trying to change lives. We're trying to say we care. Enough is enough. We want to see the end. Face mask. Okay, an easy one. It makes a difference. Case after case, all of the experts agree. Put on a mask. Next thing we need to commit to doing is if we do have to leave the house, let's do everything we can to not spread germs. This is my mom part coming out here, okay? I feel like I'm in mom mode. Before we leave, let's commit to washing our hands so that we don't take germs with us. As soon as we walk back in the door, wash our hands so that we're not spreading germs around the house. Wash our hands with warm water and soap and get a good foamy lather up. Rinse them in as hot of water as you can to kill the germs. My mom part, yeah, I know. Then, when we're out, let's take a few extra seconds, a little bit of extra thought, okay? To take protection and give protection to not spread germs on commonly touched surfaces. This isn't something we're used to doing, but it quickly can become something we do. Keep some Kleenex or napkins in your pocket, your purse, tuck them in your waistband, wrap them around your phone. And every time you go to grab something that everybody else is touching too, use one as a little extra protection. Grab a napkin when you're opening or closing the door at the store. Use a Kleenex as you hold the gas pump. Use another Kleenex when you're punching in your numbers to pay for something. Few extra seconds can be a game changer. Disinfectant wipes, wow, those are quite a huge part of the solution too. Now here's the mom part coming back out again. As soon as you've used that Kleenex or that napkin, throw it away. For the next thing, get a clean one. All right, mom part over and done with. Take a few extra seconds to be the solution. And when people see you doing this, it's very possible they're going to say, never thought about that. They might say that's a little extreme, but guess what? They're also picking up the message that you care. And you have gone from just sitting around to being a leader, to lead by example of what we can do, to all come together to bring an end to this. Okay, let's not spread germs. Another way to do that, and I don't like this one, okay? I'm a people person and I can see a whole lot better up close. But if we have to be out, let's stay 6 feet away from the people around us. Now this one isn't gonna apply at my house with my husband or my kids, but it can if I have to be out at a store somewhere. 6 feet. A lot of stores have markings for that to help us see where 6 feet from one place to another is, but not all situations do that. So 6 feet away, it equals about 4 steps, people. There's something we can easily gauge. 4 steps from me to you, and we become part of the solution, okay? Now, I have this vision that when this is all said and done, we're gonna be so thrilled to get to be close to people. I can just see people running across parking lots, giving hugs to strangers just because we can. Wouldn't that be amazing? Something good just might come out of this horrible experience. But for now, 4 steps away, okay? Guys, let me go back to the facial mask thing. I had a thought about taking these extra precautions when we're out. You know, so much has been said, so much argument goes on about whether it should be a law and a rule, whether we have to wear a mask or not. Because the argument is, it's a violation of our rights to say that we have to wear a mask. Okay, might be true. But this little argument, this is an easy one. This is almost fun for me because the answer is, I might have the right to not wear a mask, but I also have the right to wear one. I have a right to protect myself and I have a right to protect others. And I am choosing here and now today to exercise that right. I'm exercising it for myself, I'm exercising it for my fellow man, and I'm exercising it to bring the end into sight. I'm gonna be the solution because enough is enough. Debate over. So let's get back. So we change our focus. We stay at home if we can. We wear masks because it's our right. We use extra protection to not spread germs. And we stay 6 feet, 4 steps away from each other for now. And then the final thing we need to do, and this one, guys, it's a big one, and let me just go ahead and say it's no fun. The final thing we need to do is we need to not gather in groups. Not hang out in groups, not do things in groups, just not be in groups. I know, no fun. This one's hard because it goes past being just a mild disruption, taking a little extra thought, changing our little way of wanting to do things during the day. It becomes an all-out sacrifice. We have to give up our right to get together. We have to give up our desire to socialize, to connect, to share, to laugh, to celebrate, and to bond. We're not giving it up forever, guys. We're giving it up for a few weeks so that once again, we can all do these things. And the sooner we look at it that way, the sooner we'll get there, okay? But for now, let's not get together in groups. And I know, I've heard the numbers. Well, as long as it's under 10. Well, there were only 6 of us, okay? Well, we kept it to 9. Well, it was just 13, so it should be fine. Guys, if we're having to justify what we're doing by counting, is it possible we're missing the point? Maybe it's not the numbers that need to change. Maybe it's our attitude. And I know this is a sacrifice, trust me. Last week, we as a family didn't go out to eat, invite grandparents, other family members, and friends to join us to celebrate my oldest daughter's birthday for maybe the first time in 23 years. Instead, just the 5 of us gathered around the kitchen table. And it was a sacrifice. It was. It was a sacrifice. But, well, it was a sacrifice to her. She didn't get to go to her favorite restaurant and pick out where she wanted to go. It was a sacrifice to Mom to not to get to see extended family. It was a sacrifice to Dad. He got to do the cooking instead of the ordering. But here's the thing. Us doing that one thing might be part of the reason why 2 months from now we'll hear laughter and watch as kids run up and down the street, having fun with each other, dressed up in their costumes as they go trick-or-treating. That, my friends, is a sacrifice well worth making. So for you, when you say no to that invitation to go hang out with friends, when you say, well, let's put it off to that outing that y'all are all going to go to, when you say, well, maybe not now to that invitation and the plans for that sleepover, it might be a sacrifice but it also is a gift. Let's not look at it as something we're giving up. Let's look at it as something we're giving out by the hundreds and by the thousands. You see, your no's for right now might just mean that a few months from now, families will be able to gather together around tables to celebrate Thanksgiving. You're postponing what you want to do, what seems like fun, what you're missing for now might be the reason that there are pictures posted online a few months from now, showing families celebrating, laughing, hugging, and gathering together for Christmas and those other special holidays. Yeah, our sacrifice just might mean a grandchild gets to sit on his or her grandparents' lap this year. You don't get any better than that. There isn't anything worth more than making a difference. Okay? So that's it, guys. That's it. That's bringing the end in sight. That's a hope that we can all see, that we can come together and work towards, that we get to be the solution, not wait for the solution, that we get to say enough is enough, that we get to be a part of the miracle. We are the reason the amazing thing is going to happen. But we need to commit to each other and to ourselves to make it come to pass. So will you join me? We can do this. Enough is enough. We are the solution. Thank you so much for listening. I think I'm going to take this mask now, and I'm going to go take it outside, go tape it on my mailbox. I want to demonstrate my commitment to my neighbors, to the strangers that drive by, and to family members. That I'm ready. I'm ready to make the commitment. I'm ready to change my attitude, and I'm ready to do what needs to be done starting today. I'm ready to be the solution, and I'm ready to let the miracle happen through me. Will you be joining me? Thank you. God bless. Stay safe and stay healthy. And may your day be filled with love. This is Christi.